Did you ever, at any point in time during this, feel sorry for yourself?
Yes, I did feel sorry for myself at one time. When
Would
I
you be
was about 27 years old,
okay?
I got divorced. It was a nasty divorce. I should have
Mm,
never gotten married in the first place, so I'm not blaming the other partner. However, at the same time, I lost my job and I was told, you, Norm, are permanently and forever deaf.
mm,
Lost my job, lost my wife, lost my hearing, all at the same time within a few months period. I felt sorry for myself. I got a handful of pills. Okay, this just ain't worth living. How am I ever going to hear, get a relationship, get a job, whatever? And then I stopped myself
mm.
and I said, you know what? I remember a reading on my dad's file cabinet when he was going to medical school. There's a quote from Napoleon Hill that said, whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe can achieve. And I went, that's me. I am going to hear again.
Hmm.
It took me 25 years before I was able to actually hear. But meanwhile, I learned American Sign Language. I went to school, got myself 3 degrees, including a doctor's degree in chiropractic, got remarried, have 4 kids, been married for 44 years now. So yes, I felt sorry for myself. Yes, I wanted to get pity, but that was not going to serve me at all.
Okay, so welcome to another edition of VisionCast Network, where intention, collaboration, and technology gather in service to humanity. So today's fantastic guest is Dr. Norm Dawson. Welcome, Norm. It's great to see you again. It's been a while.
Yes, sir. It has been a long time, Christian, and thank you very much for inviting me to this podcast.
My pleasure. It's great to see you. So let's start off with intention, okay? And tell us what it is that you're up to these days and how that is in service to humanity.
Oh boy, thank you. That's a really good question. What I'm up to these days is I'm educating people through professional speaking, keynote addresses, educational workshops, and one-on-one conversations with people about the uh, detrimental effect of dementia and hearing loss and the connections. People don't
Wow.
realize how much a hearing loss is the biggest modifiable risk factor for hearing loss is huge.
Say more about that, please.
Sure, there are a number of modifiable risk factors that can cause dementia. If we don't
Okay.
take proper steps, or let's say just the other way around, if we do take proper steps, we can significantly reduce the risk. So, for example, you have a mild hearing loss. You're
Okay.
twice as likely to develop dementia as somebody who doesn't have a hearing loss. And one of the easiest things to do is to go down to your local hearing aid dealer or Costco or whoever you want to go to, get a hearing check. Once you get your hearing checked, if you have a hearing loss, you can get it corrected with either hearing aids or cochlear implants like I have on both sides of my head.
Ah, yes.
See, the brain shrinks when we don't get stimulation. And when it shrinks, then we start to develop cognitive decline. By putting the hearing aids on and start using them, we can actually restore the structure and function of the auditory cortex.
So you are a prime example of someone that has experienced events that have led to the need for this technology.
Absolutely.
And so, in that, what's beautiful, and we spent some time on the front end getting captions set up for you, and I'm really glad that we did that. And I appreciate you saying, "Hey, this is I need this." So, in the process of doing that, in understanding the importance of hearing and cognitive strength, how do you use that, Dr. Norm, to support your clients, form your lectures, and be of greater service?
So you asked me how I use that knowledge to support my clients?
Yes, so you have had the experience of needing support. And so some people might look at that as, oh my gosh, this was done to me, right? Oh my gosh, look at how awful life is. But I don't hear that from you. I hear from you, you took action, you learned some information, and now you are using what you've learned in service. Am I hearing that correctly?
Yes, you got that right,
Yeah.
Kristen.
So what has been the blessing and the benefit?
Well, the blessing and benefit is I don't have dementia.
Yes.
I've had cognitive tests to show that I don't have dementia. I have been blessed with cochlear implants that allow me to hear. I am now engaged in the community in ways that I thought I would never be engaged. I'm a model for many people who've said to me after I do a lecture or a workshop, "Thank you so much. I went out and got hearing aids," or "My father-in-law has a hearing loss, and I'm going to get hearing aids on him so we can reduce the risk of dementia." And I just, show by example. And my mission is a world free of dementia.
So a world free of dementia. And so that is a beautiful mission. And so you've turned that struggle into stepping stones for success, and people have commented, "Oh my gosh, thank you for your what you shared, because of that I have been able to da 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 da." Yes. Uh,
Absolutely.
yeah. So that's been a tremendous blessing.
Yes.
Did you ever at any point in time during this feel sorry for yourself?
Yes. I did feel sorry for myself at one time. When
Would
I
you be
was about 27 years old,
okay?
I got divorced. It was a nasty divorce. I should have
Mm,
never gotten married in the first place, so I'm not blaming the other partner. However, at the same time, I lost my job and I was told, "You, Norm, are permanently and forever deaf."
mm,
Lost my job, lost my wife, lost my hearing, all at the same time within a few months period. I felt sorry for myself. I got a handful of pills. Okay, this just ain't worth living. How am I ever going to hear, get a relationship, get a job, whatever? And then I stopped myself
mm,
and I said, "You know what? I remember a reading on my dad's file cabinet when he was going to medical school. There's a quote from Napoleon Hill that said, whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe can achieve." And I went, "That's me. I am going to hear again."
mm.
It took me 25 years before I was able to actually hear. But meanwhile, I learned American Sign Language. I went to school, got myself 3 degrees, including a doctor's degree in chiropractic, got remarried, have 4 kids, been married for 44 years now. So, yes, I felt sorry for myself. Yes, I wanted to get pity, but that was not going to serve me at all. And I kept the intention. My intention was, I am going to hear again. I didn't know how, but here I am. For the most part, I'm hearing with cochlear implants.
Well, congratulations. That's a powerful, powerful, powerful story. So I think Hill also talks about in every adversity, there's a seed of equal or greater benefit.
I believe he does say that.
You know, so you have a wonderful wife and family now. I've met your family, beautiful people. And how old were you when you had that first test, that significant test?
I was 27 years old after a
27.
long progressive hearing loss. Yeah.
Okay. And so fast forward to now, um, when you look back on what's transpired, has it all been easy peasy, or were you required to continue to press on towards the mark?
I wouldn't say it was easy peasy. I would say that I was able to realize that the choice is really mine. I can
Hmm.
either go down the road of despair and, oh my gosh, it's never going to happen. Or I can go to, what can I do to work through it, over it, under it, or around it so that I can accomplish my goal?
So you have persistence.
Absolutely.
You have persistence. You're like a dog on a bone.
Yes. I've had that label.
Love that. Wow, persistence. Yeah, that's so powerful. So, what is it that you are really on fire about right now? What is it that's lighting you up? What is the project or projects that you are flourishing with that you'd like to share with the audience?
Well, you know, for years during this, and I've been deaf now for 50 years, but during many of those years, I thought maybe, I wanted to be a professional speaker because several people said, Norm, you got a great story.
Okay. Yep.
Oh, yeah, well, who's gonna want to listen to Norm? Other people have a hearing loss, and we all have our super challenges. But after I got my cochlear implants, my audiologist told me about this Lancet Commission, which is a gold standard on publishing medical citations in scientific journals.
Okay.
And they published a report from the Boston School of, I forgot the name of the school right offhand, but anyway,
Yep.
it
Okay.
was a medical citation from Dr. Lin, Lin, and he published this compendium that showed that there are 12 modifiable risks for developing dementia. Hearing loss is number one.
Okay.
And I went, holy smokes, that's something I can become a professional speaker on because I have the uh, advantage of knowing what it's like to hear again, because I did that correction. I've been tested for cognition. I don't have cognitive decline. And I can share this piece of information at the same time. I can inspire people with you can overcome challenges if you're, as you said, persistent. And that
Yes.
has allowed me to become a professional speaker and get out there and share with the world.
Beautiful. And so it's not only persistence, I would imagine, it's probably also a willingness to hold oneself in high enough esteem to say, hey, I need this. I need to have these captions. And then having educated yourself on how to make that happen, and then being willing to share that information with other people. Because I would imagine that there's just not, I mean, obviously there are, hearing loss and decline and dementia are in the public awareness, but oftentimes it may not be at the forefront of somebody's awareness. And you being persistent, having done the back end research, knowing how to put these things together, not only how to support people in hearing better, not only the equipment and technology required and necessary, but also the support of technology in this Zoom environment that can make that happen.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I totally get that. And I have been very persistent, not only with, making sure that I'm educated and keep myself cognitively aware, but I have talked to a number of organizations that don't know about the captioning on Zoom, for example. I mean, national organizations, huge
Yeah.
ones. And they said, hey, thanks a lot. This is really good information. It's made a lot of difference. Plus, I
Yeah.
also go to restaurants, for example. Restaurants have TV monitors all over the place. And I go to the manager and say, excuse me, but do you know that if you turn on the captioning device, your patrons will be able to actually understand what's going on with all the loud noise in the restaurant? Oh, really? How do you do that? I show them the remote, boop, there it goes. Oh, and then all the TVs are now captioned, for
Wow.
example.
Wow. And you showed me how to turn the captions on in Zoom. So I appreciate that. Which leads me to the third part of the discussion. So VisionCast Network is really about intention, then collaboration. So we are in a collaborative discussion, and technology where they gather. So let's talk about technology. Let's talk about the use of technology and your vision for how you see that expanding and improving in the world in support of your mission. What do you
Uh,
see, like, as a visionary, right?
mhm.
What do you see happening?
Okay, so your question is how do I see technology being part of the vision,
Yes.
my mission? Okay. Well, the best technology right off the bat is hearing aids nowadays are not what they used to be 5 years ago.
Okay.
Now have artificial intelligence in hearing aids so
Okay.
that it can actually help people who have yeah, depending on their hearing loss, the technology of the hearing aids is so good that they can really make a difference in their quality of life, get them out of their depression, get them out of their isolation,
Mhm.
allow them to re-engage with, for example, I'm in a ukulele band now. I thought, how could you do that? People can now become fully engaged with the community, which will restore some of their cognitive loss, allow them to participate in life. And cochlear implants are also another technology thing. Zoom is a technology. The other day, I happened to be uh, in a hospital situation, and there was a neurologist or a doctor talking to a patient on TV,
Yeah.
where they were able to be from in Dallas and be able to use that technology to talk to people. That's technology, communication. Of course, they needed to have captioning in that too. So the biggest technology that I can see is both incorporating the technology of the hearing devices and also technology like Zoom and other applications that use captioning.
So where communication and hearing come together in ways that leverage technology is an important role that you see.
Absolutely.
And then how does the human part of that play in? Because you have a powerful story. You have a story of a heart of a champion and a lion. You've gone through the dark night of the soul, so to speak, and you've come out the other side and you're bringing that wisdom back to people that are ready to hear it. So, how do you knit all of that together in your daily life and service to people?
So you ask me how I put all this together so I can be of service to people?
Yes.
Okay. Before I decided to become a professional speaker, I thought to myself, I'm 2 or 3 years ago, I was 74 or whatever, 73. Said to myself, I've only got a few years left, maybe 25 plus, because I plan to be 100 plus years old in upright and mentally aware. And then I realized,
Centenarian Club.
there you go. Yes.
Right on.
So I thought to myself, I have a lot of experiences. I have a lot of education. I have a lot of knowledge. I have a lot of uh, power of positive thinking, if you will, a
Yep.
lot of intentionality. And I brought all these together, and I'm bringing these all together so that I can share them with other people so that they can see that they can overcome challenges, whether it's a hearing loss or whether it's, struggling through a divorce or a bankruptcy or learning a new language, whatever. I had to learn several new languages as I was on this journey.
Hmm. Fascinating. So, sounds like one of the single most important ingredients in this, they all work together, but there's an expression, and the expression is small hinges swing big doors. And that one of the small hinges here is attitude, like that indomitable human spirit. And when people are concerned about AI and AI taking over and the internet and how things aren't what they used to be, let's remember that attitude is really important. Yes.
Attitude and the ability, coupled with the ability to listen, really
Mm,
listen.
so
Uh,
presence.
Yes. Being present for the other person.
Yes. Humanity.
Yes. And having an attitude that we care, we have compassion about other people. We want to make a difference in other people's lives. And we can't do
Wow.
that. Yeah.
There's three hinges right there:
Yes.
attitude, listening, and love.
Yes. Absolutely.
Wow. So, yeah, I have two more questions for you. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah. First question is, how do people find you, Dr. Norm? If somebody's interested in learning more about what you offer, how do they find you?
Well, of course, they can go to my website, which is Brain Health with Dr. Norm. So it's Brain Health with DRNORM .com, or my Gmail, Dr. Norm, that's DRNORM @gmail.com.
Beautiful. So, brainhealth with drnorm.com
Yes,
or drnorm@gmail.com.
right, with the doctor abbreviated.
Doctors abbreviated. Okay.
Yep.
So, what is the single most important thing you would like the listeners to take away from this conversation today?
If you can come up with an idea and you really believe that you can achieve it, you can.
Hmm, beautiful. Love that. Well, Dr. Norm, it's really good to see you again. I mean, we live in the same general area,
Yeah.
and it's been a while, but it's good to see you again. And I really appreciate the time you spent.
I thank you so much for inviting me, and I'm glad I could share what I know.
Thank you so much, Dr. Norm.
Okay.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of VisionCast Network, where intention, collaboration, and technology gather in service to humanity. This is your host, Christian Raphael, signing off. See you next time. Take care. Blessings.